Okay, so this is a brief review of how to use the binomial distribution formula. This is for Chapter 6, or rather Test 6, problem number 1 in the practice test. So we have the binomial distribution formula here at the top of the page, and your concern in the calculations is just this the calculations on the right hand side of the equal sign. And there's three parts here. The first part is this section here that has the factorials. The second part is the pi with the exponent of x. The third part is the 1 minus pi with the exponent of n minus x. And you are given the values in this problem. The x is 2, the n is 7, and the pi is 0.3. So your first step is to plug in the values into the formula. And here we have the first section, which contains the factorials. We have n is 7 factorial, x is 2 factorial, and then n minus x is 7 minus 2 factorial. So as we work down through here, you'll see the calculations of this first part in the formula. The 7 factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 and so on all the way down to 1. We have the 2 factorial here, which is 2 times 1. We have the 7 minus 2 factorial, which is 5 factorial right here. Now, I stop here at the 5 factorial because I see the 5 factorial on the bottom. Both of those are going to cancel each other, and I'm left with 7 times 6, which is 42 on top, and 2 on the bottom. 42 divided by 2 gives me the 21 right here. So then in the second part of the formula, I have the pi, which is 0.3 to the exponent 2 right here. And you can see when I calculate that down in this part here, I have 0.09. And then the third part of the formula is 1 minus pi, which is 1 minus 0.3, that's 0.7. And then the exponent is n minus x, which is 7 minus 2, which gives me 5. And you can see I calculate that here, 0.7 to the exponent 5 gives me this value. And then I can multiply these three together to get the final probability. I round that probability to the 4th decimal place, which is what you see for your answer right here. So you can do it step by step, piece by piece, as I just described. When you get better at using your calculator, you can work it all through from the left to the right more quickly perhaps, but you have to make sure you know how to use your calculator properly. And then in section B of the problem, we have the question for the mean of the binomial distribution, and the mean is equal to n times pi, which is 7 times 0.3 gives me 2.1, and that's the mean of the distribution. The standard deviation of the binomial distribution is given by this formula here. The sigma is equal to the square root of n times pi times 1 minus pi. Now the n times pi is 7 times 0.3. The 1 minus pi is 1 minus 0.3. And you can see how I calculate these values in here. Once I get these values inside of the square root sign, then I have to take the square root of that amount. And here we get the 1.2124, etc. And I round off again to the 4th decimal place.